What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Fight Network's downtown studios. I am John Randamie alongside Robin Black. UFC 208 went down this past weekend at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The main event, the inaugural women's 145-pound championship, up for grabs. The Dutch fighter Germaine de Randamie, after 25 minutes, emerged as the new champion. A lot of people feel that Holly Holm was robbed. I felt that Holly Holm won the last 3 rounds, and then everybody's screaming bloody murder because the punches landed after the bell. Two different times. What did you make of Saturday's main event?
Yeah, it was a very interesting dynamic, and later in the fight, I thought Holly did a little more. I agree. I had her winning rounds 3, 4, and 5.
She did too.
But she did too. But it was, there is a human element to judging, and you need to take into account the quality corner, and Holly has the best corner in the game. They're a great team, great corner people, and you take that into account. You've looked at how this has been unfolding throughout the night. Scorecards don't make any sense.
No sense.
Everything is a split decision. 30-27 here, 29, all different stuff.
Are they supposed to take that into consideration? If you're in the corner, are you supposed to be looking at how the judges are scoring things? Because, again, if you and I are scoring, and I'm not saying we're the best, but if we sat down and we scored fights, I think they'd be pretty consistent.
Yeah.
And if you're a corner and you see that, okay, we're on the same page, so we're not concerned. Then you see all these scores. Like, do we have to change things? What do we need to do to make sure the judges understand that we're winning rounds?
Yeah, this is something we talk about a lot. We'll probably talk about it again on 5 rounds today. Your goal in the fight, for the purpose of self-defense, protection, winning a fight, but your real goal to get paid is to convince 2 of the 3 people sitting at the side that you won 3 or more rounds. That's how you get paid. Fighting, you want to win a fight. In the martial arts, you want to best your opponent. You'd love to finish them, obviously. Then you don't have to worry about these 3 tomato can-ish individuals often that are sitting there. But if that fight is going on, you need 2 of those people to believe you won 3 or more rounds. Now, my job as the coach and cornerman, protect my fighter, make sure they're safe, make sure that they're winning, we're implementing things. Those are our primary goals. But these really high caliber ones, they can play with the subtleties of the fight. And they understand that in a close round, these 3 guys or women sitting at the side here tonight have been very unpredictable. You have to take all of that into account. Same thing with those shots after the bell. Holly herself and her own team play a role in that.
Are you surprised that, again, I'm not surprised, but are you surprised that the New York Commission decided to go with somebody inexperienced to work a championship fight, considering Dan Miragliotta was in the venue?
I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised, because this is how you learn things. When you're new, you make mistakes, and that was a mistake. And that sucks, bad. But what would suck way worse is if they didn't learn from this. And that next time there's a main event in New York, they go and do the same thing. So that can't happen anymore. So you've got a referee in there who is a little less experienced in those moments of the shot after the bell. That's on the ref as well. First, it's on Germaine de Randamie first. But sometimes that game is a strategy. Bullying, operating slightly outside the rules, being that's a strategy.
What you get away with.
An art of war game that you can play. It's not one that you may choose to play. We may look at it with dishonor.
This is
but
war.
It's war. So it's a choice. She made that choice, especially when she's sticking her tongue out after. Like, she made that choice. Now that's on the ref to get in there and stop her from doing that. And if he can't, then the second time, take that point away.
The ref's job, when he hears the 10-second marker, he is supposed to be right beside the 2 combatants.
Yes, and he's part of the job of the ref is putting yourself a little bit in harm's way. You inject yourself in there after, or at the moment that a fight is done. So that's on the ref. But then it is also, and trust me, I'm an immense fan of Holly Holm, the martial artist, and I got a little crush on her, to be honest. But I still think it's a bit on her. Protect yourself at all times. And we all know that. We all know it. It's on you. You have to do it.
But when you hear the horn go, isn't there, it's like, okay, I get to take a breather.
Yep, and you have to override that. You have to override that. You are still in battle. Protect yourself at all times. You have to do it. Now, oh man, what a bitch. I can't believe she did that to me. That can be a strategy. It can be one you don't look favorably on, but it's a strategy. It's intended to affect you, hurt you if possible, which she did, and then get in under your skin, which she did, make you second guess and doubt, throw you off, which she did. So we can take judgment on Germaine de Randamie and say we disapprove of that, but it was an intentional strategy and it worked. Germaine de Randamie is the champion of the world right now.
But at the same time, to be fair, there's a lot of times we heard fighters, we were in Montreal calling TKO, and we saw what happened at the end of the fight with Strania Gavrilovic. Things just get out of control. These fighters, their emotions are high, they're thinking about winning. Germaine de Randamie thinking about becoming a UFC champion. The crowd is loud. Maybe you don't hear the bell, or maybe you don't hear the horn. It should be the responsibility of the official to ensure that he gets in there when he needs to.
Yes, I don't think we should start making excuses.
I'm not.
I understand this. So we sat around with high-level coaches and fighters after that fight. Adrian Woolley, who is one of the great lighter weight fighters from Canada ever, and Coach Cruelin, who is a cut man, a ref, a coach, a trainer,
countless
everything.
UFC fighters.
And when we were talking about Strania overreacting after, and this carries over to Germaine, they immediately, as fighters and coaches, blame the ref because they're in those moments, you don't know what's happening. That's true. The ref is there for that purpose, to protect you from me and you from you. Yep. If you do something that you didn't intend to do, he is supposed to protect you. However, you're supposed to also be in control of your weapons and yourself at all times. So it's a little bit on everybody. But ultimately, imagine, and hey, again, we can consider it dirty pool all we like. You can look at it and go, okay, how do I win this fight? What if I just get a little dirty? What if I cheat a little bit? What if I hurt her after the bell? What if I get under? That's a strategy. People use it. It can be a tool used to win a championship, make money, feed your family, whatever. And she chose to use it, and you have to be ready for it.
We were talking about this division, 145 pounds. What's going to happen after UFC 208? Who are the players? Does the UFC have enough females on their current roster, or are they looking globally to try to expand the 145-pound female division? But at least we've got a story after everything that happened at UFC 208. I think a rematch is an easy sell for all of the fans. On top of that, you have Cyborg there waiting. So I think over the next half year, at least we have an understanding of what's going on at 145 pounds.
I would like to see a rematch.
Yeah.
It sucks when you lose. It sucks when you lose, and it seems like a lot of people thought you won 3 of those rounds. It sucks when somebody hits you after the bell and all of that. But all is fair in love and war-ish. You know what I mean? So you can get out of that one and be the champ, and you're the champ. You did it. How you did it, that's on you to carry however you like. But I think maybe we see that rematch, or maybe Germaine gets used to just training a lot for the next 5 or 6 or 8 months or however long it is until Cyborg is ready to fight her.
A cool story coming out of UFC 208 is we have a new female 145-pound champion, the Dutch fighter, Germaine de Randamie.